Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? I want to thank you for the one viewer I did see the other day on my previous video. And today we're going to be looking at the chart of Tesla on the weekly chart. And also, if you're learning how to do technical analysis, this could be a good way or fun way for you to kind of understand or see how these technicalities work and sometimes how Wall Street may look at it or other people that are doing weekly trades. Tesla's very hard probably to see in a daily or 4 hourly. Um, if you go into the 1 hour chart, you'll see pretty much a lot of chopping around. You go to the 4 hour, again, so you'll see a lot of chops in here, a lot of cuts. So what I like to do, I like to look at the weekly. And once again, like I mentioned last time, you'll be able to see a pattern. So basically, you'll see the line, like take for instance, you come here and you'll see this line right there. And then go ahead and copy that or clone. You could just set it right there and you'll see the upward projection of this uptrending Tesla chart. Um, you'll see the last high that was created here also in 2021, and then how we did a downward from there all the way down. So basically, it went in a downward movement, basically from 2021 pretty much into see about August of 2024. But you'll see the breakout, basically here, and then it retested, and then from there we end up going into a new high. So what I wanted to show you today is in an indicator called the RSI, and we can ask AI here what the RSI is. What is the RSI?
Relative strength indicator in trading. It measures price change speed on a 0 to 100 scale. Overbought above 70, oversold below 30. Used to spot buy or sell signals. Want a deeper breakdown?
So basically, you get the RSI. The RSI does, like the AI mentioned, if you start at the lower, 40s. So for instance, it looked like we kind of maybe hit a high here, and then there was a pretty much a bearish divergence, basically where this was a higher, and then this was a lower high, but the stock went higher, so that's a bearish divergence here. Sometimes I can call a top on the stock. For this case, it did. But we see that we came all the way down to start a new trend line, starting right here, which is basically down to about the 30 mark. So you could also see here that if you grab your line and you start it, get this a little smaller, or you know what, let me just open a new window. If you started here, we'll spread it out a little further. You can start to break here, and you'll see this uptrending on the RSI. Once again, we can do the same thing. We can clone it. We'll grab this, and then we'll start. And we'll put it about right there. Okay. So once if you get out of here, we have our chart. So you can see the lines going up in this direction. We had a downward movement here. But you see that we have now an upward movement going into Tesla. and we're probably about halfway there. So, everything is not guaranteed that's going to be, going up or down. It's always hard to gauge what Wall Street's doing. But a lot of times, once you get above the yellow line, you'll see the little bounces, and it kind of just bounces up and down. And then we went it, you know, being this sell-off correction from here to here, and then now we've been trying to go up above. Now you'll see that when we started this trend after this, long down one, that there was a bottom right here where it actually touched. So that could have been like an entry point at $107. After it being what in the close to 400s. So it came down to 100, and then we had another touch points, here, as you can see. So the one, two, three. Out of the three, this one ended up being the lower. So, if people were already drawing trend lines at this time, you would see that right here was probably another time to buy. So you could have been buying somewhere along this edge of the line and still made a decent amount of money, just like if you did it here. So we have now had another one here, touch right here, and this is a little higher, so maybe, there is another guideline here. So what you would do, you can clone that one and make another line, and you can probably see that, yeah, you got 1, 2, 3 points right here. And there could be more. I mean, honestly, you can just draw these, like, go here again, make another clone line. Okay, what let's do here. Oh, sorry, go back. The clone line here, and then you can just drag this one that you can see. There's probably like some floors and resistance right in here where it came down. So here's like a section above this, another section above, section in between this area, area of the uptrend channel. So I mean, you could still, make a bet that at one point, in the future, Tesla will come, up higher, uh, in the 500 zone. You know, I don't know if it'll go up 600. Sometimes they do overshoot to the long side, depending on how bullish. It may happen once this, reaches this top. That's hard to know, but you're always, your safest bet is always to try to follow the uptrend and buy them, at the white where it touches the points on here. So hopefully that helps you understand how technical analysis works on the upside. Um, and maybe in the future, when things start to trend downwards, we can do another video of how things can actually kind of work going on the opposite direction. So for today's tip on saving, um, you know, in today's world, everything is so expensive. It's not that hard to really save money, um, because if you think about it, if you're buying, say, a burrito, uh, $10, $15, the drink nowadays is an extra, if you look at the receipt, which shocks me every time, it's probably closer to $5. Um, Gee, why can't you just, save on the drink and maybe just, have water, which is always good for you. But there's certain things in food when you get these fast food items that makes it very expensive, and it adds up, especially if you're eating a couple times a day, multiple times a week, into the month. It can save you quite a lot of money just by cutting down on certain things. Um, the extras. Uh, I know it could be hard to do, but believe me, it's a big savings when it adds up. So once again, once you do that, if you have extra money, try to make some investments, let the money grow for you. And I hope this really works for you. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. And Leave any comment, and if there's any other chart you would like me to look into, I will look at the comments and check it out. All right. You guys have a good day. Thank you very much.